Hello? 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 Ako na lang mo solve. Madunggan na ko, class. Hello? Okay, so for number 3, we have x is equals to 4 cosine t and y is equals to 4 sine t, and then our t here is restricted between negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. Okay, first, we set the values of t. Okay, so we have a negative pi over 2, 0, and pi over 2. Okay, so restricted man ta, so data ka dapat up till ang negative pi over 2, pi over 2 na between sad ani nga special function. So we have 0. And then we have x, y. Okay? So when t is negative pi over 2, so mag-draw ta og in terms of kung ano angles, no, we have pi over 2, so naa siya dire. Okay? So mao ni siya. Kaniha kay negative man siya, so mura siya 90 degrees clockwise direction, no? So here ang ayahang coordinates dire is we have 0, negative 1. We have 0, negative 1. Here is 1, 0, 0, 1, and then negative 1, 0. Okay? So here when t is pi pi over 2, so we have 0, negative 1, so this is 0. And then our y here, we have a negative 1, so negative 1. Negative 1 times 4, we have negative 4. Okay? When t is 0, so we have cosine 0. So here, mao ni. Kani dire. Okay? More siya 0 angle, no? So, ang coordinates niya, we have 1, 0. So, we have 1, 0. So, this is 4. Kay 4 times 1. And then, the sign here is 0. Okay, so for pi over 2. So, mauni siya. Kaning na adire. Here. This 1. So, kaning angle. So here we have 0, 1. So if it's 0, 1, we have 0, and then here 1, this is 4. Okay? So atong siyang i-graph. 0, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So when t is negative pi over 2, we have 0, negative 4. So it's here. So this is when t is equals to negative pi over 2. And then when t is 0, we have 4, 0. So here, this is when t is equals to 0. And when t is pi over 2, we have 0, 4. So this one. Okay, so this is t is equals to pi over 2. Okay, so we have these points. But the question is, unsa ni siya no? Yang figure, yang curve. Okay, so we have the identity cosine squared t plus sine squared t is equals to 1. Okay? Uh, our cosine t here for the given, so kung ato ni siyang in terms of cosine t, we have cosine t is equals to x over 4. In which mo niya ito substitute. We have x over 4 squared plus, ang sine na to we have y over 4 is equals to sine t. So we have y over 4 squared is equals to 1. So simplify, we have x squared over 16 plus y squared over 16 is equals to 1. So multiply both sides by 16, we have x squared plus y squared equals 16. So 16 can be written as 4 squared. Okay, so this is the Cartesian equation. Okay, so with this form, this is a circle. But since this is restricted between negative pi over 2 to pi over 2, so this is a semicircle. Semicircle. Okay, so di siya full. Ay, restricted siya ang T. Okay? Question? Okay, so please go screenshot. Done?
Manamis.
Okay. So, for number 4, practice, pero please ko og open sa camera kay murag hilom na kaayo atong klase, no? So, time check, it's 10:29. So, balik ta at 10:40. So, please ko open sa camera. How about others? Wala pa nag-open. Hello? Done na? Hello? Nakalay solve kay napatay duha ka topic. Okay? So, present sa din. Okay, ako na lang mo solve class. We have x equals 4 cosine t. So we have x is equals to 4 cosine t. Y is 25 sine t. So t is between 0 to 2 pi. Okay? So, first, mag-set tag t. So, it's restricted from 0 to 2 pi. So, we have 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and then 2 pi. Okay? And then we have x, y. So, when t is 0, so balik the graph here. So, we have 0 here. This is 1, 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 0, and then 0, negative 1. So, when t is 0, we have here, this is 1, 0. So, we have 4, 0. When t is pi over 2, so naadiri ang pi over 2, no? Diri nga side. So we have 0, 1. So we have 0, 1. So 1 times 25, so we have 25. When t is pi, so nadiri ang pi. Okay, it's an ellipse. Okay, so when t is pi, so we have here, this is negative 1, 0. So this is negative 4, 0. When t is 3 pi over 2, so na siya sa third, no? Here. So we have 0, negative 1. So we have 0. And then here, negative 1 times 25, it's negative 25. 2 pi, so balik ta diri. So mura siya isa ka kuan, sa rotation, counterclockwise. So we have 1, 0. So it's 4, 0. Okay. So we have 2, 4. So 2, 4. So 4 na siya. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. So another yan, 25 na. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Okay, so when t is 0, we have 4 zeros. So here, this is t equals 0. When t is pi over 2, so we have 0, 25. So here, this is when t is equal to pi over 2. When t is pi, we have negative 4, 0. So this is t is equals to pi. And then when t is 3 pi over 2, we have 0, negative 25. So this is t is equals to 3 pi over 2. And then when t is 2 pi, so same rin siya. So here. So the question, if unsa gid iyang graph, no? So let's find first the Cartesian equation. So we have cosine squared t. plus sine squared t is equal to 1. Okay, so substitute. So our cosine t here is x over 4. T squared plus our sine t. So we have y over 25 squared is equals to 1. Okay, so simplify, we have x squared over 4 plus 4 squared plus y squared over 25 squared is equal to 1. So with this equation, this is the standard form of an ellipse. Okay, so from here, uh, we already know nga ang graph niya is an ellipse. So, check connect. Okay, so this is an ellipse. Okay, so question? Please go screenshot. Okay, so now, so we're done with the definition of parametric curves in plotting the curves. Now, we will going to discuss about the calculus of parametric curves. So, calculus, we deal with the derivatives, integration, okay? So here, so same given, x is equals to f of t and y is equals to g of t. So in order for us to get the dy dx, so this is the first derivative. So we need to find first the derivative. Oh, ako sa isawat mo. So we have x is equals to f of t and then y is equals to g of t. Okay, so dy dx is equal to dy dt over dx dt. So, unsaon man na to siya pagkuha, no? So, mag-set tag example. Ato sa ning kapihon yung isang sa second derivative. We have d squared y dx squared is equals to dy prime dt over dx dt. Sa okay, so we have x is equal to 4 minus t squared and then y is equals to t squared plus 4t. Okay, so ang ato ang pangitaon ani is so find dy dx and the second derivative. Okay? With respect to x. So, ato ni siyang i-apply class. So, in order for us to solve for dy dx, so, first, ato sa ni siyang i-solve ang dy dt o dx dt. So, unsaon man ni nato pag-solve ang dy dt o dx dt. So, ang dx dt, so, gikan siya ani, no? So, ideally, ato rin kwaon ang iyahang derivative. Diba? Ang derivative ani is dx is equal to, so the derivative of 4 minus t squared, so we have negative 2t dt. So, pwede ni nato siya i-write as dx dt is equal to negative 2t. The same with y. So, we have dy dt. So, ato na siya i-direct ha. Dili na siya ng nga form. Is equal to, so the derivative of t squared plus 4t. So, we have 2t plus 4. Okay? So, ang dy dx, so by the theorem, this is equal to dy dt over dx dt. So, ato rin siyang i-substitute class. So, we have dy dt is 2t plus 4 over the dx dt is negative 2t. So, simplify, this is minus 1 plus minus 2 over t. Or this is negative 1 minus 2t to the negative 1. Okay? So, nasolve na nato ang dy dx. Okay? So, another term for dy dx, we have y prime. Okay? So, naani siya sa ato ang calculus 1. So, next, so ang atong isolve is ang second derivative. So, from the definition, this is dy prime dt over dx dt. So, for dx dt, naan natay value which is negative 2t. So, ang atong lang pangitaon is dy prime dt. Okay, so we have dy prime dt. This can be written as d dt y prime. So, ang sama ni atong y prime, mao ni siya ang dy dx, in which this is negative 1 minus 2 t to the power of negative 1. Okay? So, ang buhaton na nato class is kuhaon na ni nato ang derivative sa y prime. So, with respect to t. So, apply the power rule. So, we have the derivative of u to the n is equal to nu to the power of n minus 1 times u prime. So, this is negative 2 times negative 1 t to the power of negative 2, in which this is 2 over t squared. Okay, we have a negative exponent. Now, so we're not done yet. So we solve for the second derivative. So this is dy prime dt over dx dt. Okay, so substitute. So we have here, this is equal to 2 over t squared over the dx dt is negative 2t. So in which this is equal to negative 1 over tu. And this is the final answer. Question. Okay, please kog screenshot. Okay, done?
Yes, miss.
So, ato sa nang i-change ha. Okay, so another. So, we have x is 3t, and then y is 2t squared. Okay, first, we need to find the derivative with respect to t. So, this is dx dt. So, the derivative of 3t is 3 And then we have dy dt. So the derivative of 2t squared is 4t. Now, we solve for dy dx, in which this is our y prime. So this is equal to uh, dy dt over dx dt. Okay? So our dy dt, this is 4t over, so our dx dt is 3. So we already have the first derivative. Now, so we solve for the d dt of y prime, in which, so substitute the y prime, so we have 4 over 3t. So we need to find the derivative of 4 third times t, in which this is equal to 4 over 3. Okay, so now solve for the second derivative. So we have, this is equal to d dt of y prime over dx dt. Okay, so d dt of y prime, this is 4 over 3, all over the dx dt is 3, which is equal to 4 over 9. And this is the final answer. Question? Okay, so please go screenshot. Done?
Then Miss.
Okay. Okay, so another example, we have x is equals to a cosine t, or y is b sine t. Okay, so first we find the derivative of x and y with respect to t. We have dx dt. So the derivative of a cosine t is negative a sine t. Okay, for y we have dy dt is equal to, we have b cosine t. Okay, now we can solve for dy dx, which is, this is our y prime. So our dy dx is dy dt over dx dt. Okay, so our dy dt is b cosine t over dx dt is negative a sine t. Okay, so we have negative b over a cosine t over sine t. This is cotangent t. Okay, so now, so we have the first derivative. For the second derivative, so we need to solve the d dt of y prime. Okay, so d dt, so our y prime here is negative b over a cotangent t. Okay, so we need to find the derivative. So b and a is constant with respect to t. So we have negative b over a. So the derivative of cotangent t is negative cosecant squared t. So this is b over a cosecant squared t. Okay, so now we can solve the second derivative. So this is equal to d dt of y prime over dx dt. Okay, so d dt of y prime, we have b over a cosecant squared t over our dx dt. This is negative a sine t. Okay? So, simplify. This is negative b over a squared cosecant cube t. So, because 1 over sine t is equal to cosecant t. Mo nang ni cube siya. And this is the final answer. Question. Okay, so please go screenshot. Okay na?
Pinami.
Sige. So next, we have the arc length. So length of arc of a playing curve. Okay. The same given, we have x is equals to f of t and y equals g of t. So these are the parametric equation of the curve C. So ang length of arc, so ang length nga iyang na form no, nga arc is equal to, so ato siyang kabihon. We have x is equals to f of t, then y is equals to g of t. Okay, so the length of arc is the integration from a to b, the square root of f prime of t squared plus g prime of t squared. Okay? So, para masabtan nun, so let's have an example. We have x is equal to t cubed, y is equal to 2t squared. So, from t is equals to 0 to t is equal to 1. Wait sa ha. Okay. So here, we cannot directly substitute with the formula, no? Okay. From the formula, we need first to find the derivative of f of t and g of t. So, asa mo ni nato kuhaon ang f of t? So, here. So, mao ni siya, no? So, we have dx dt. This is equal to 3t squared. In which, so, mao ni ang ato ang f prime of t. Okay? So now, we find the derivative of y with respect to t. So we have dy dt is equal to, so we have 4t. Okay? So this is our g prime of t. Okay? So substitute, we have ang A to B, so maoning restriction from T equals 0 to T equals 1. So we have 0 to 1. So the square root of, so ang f prime of T, we have 3T squared to the power of 2 plus, so G prime of T is 4T to the power of 2. So we have 0, 1. So simplify, we have 9t to the 4 plus 16t squared. In which, pwede ta maka-factor out sa t squared. So, pwede ni siya na to ma-write as square root of t squared times square root of 9t squared plus 16. Okay? Is 0 to 1 t square root of 9t squared plus 16. Okay? So, ako lang ni i-direct og answer ha. So, ang magamit ani class kay trigonometric substitution. So, in which ang hypotenuse is the square root of 9t squared plus 16. Ang legs kay 3t of 4. Okay? So, ito lang siyang i-answer ha. So, this is equal to 1 over 18 times 2 over 3. So, we have 9t squared plus 16 to the power of 3 halves. So, evaluated from 1 to 0. Okay? So, now we have, simplify this is 1 over 27. Kaya makancel lang ng 2 ug 18. So, ato ni siya evaluate. So, when t is 1, so we have 25 to the power of 3 halves. Okay? Minus, so when t is 0, so we have 16 to the power of 3 halves. Okay? So, pwede pa ni na ito masimplify, no? So, 25 to the power of 3 halves can be written as, this is 25 to the power of 3 halves. This is the square root of 25 um, cube. O, pwede na to siya i-write o ganyan eh. Okay? In which, this is, the square root of 25 is 5 cube, which is, this is 5 times 5 times 5. We have 125. Minus, so ang 16 to the power of 3 halves can be written as the square root of 16 to the power of 3, which is 4 cube. This is 64. Okay, so simplify. This is 1 over 27 times 61. Kanina lang, dito na lang. This is 61 over 27. And this is the length of the arc of the curve, where our parametric equation is equal to x is d cubed and then y is 2d squared. Question. Okay, wait, question. So please go screenshot. Done na?
Done, Miss.
Okay. Another, we have x is equals to a cosine t, y is equal to a sine t, where t is equals to 0 to t is equals to 2 pi. Okay? So here, we have, first, we find the derivative. So we have dx dt. This is equal to, the derivative of cosine t is negative sign. So we have negative a sine t. For y, we have dy dt is equal to the derivative of a sine t is a cosine t. Okay, so apply. So the integration, so our a to b here is 0 to 2 pi. the square root of, so f prime of t, we have negative a sine t to the power of 2 plus our g prime of t, we have a cosine t to the power of 2. So we have dt, napa ni dt. Okay, so simplify, we have 0 to 2 pi, the square root. So this is a squared sine squared t. So mawala ng negative because of the square. Plus, we have a squared cosine squared t dt. Okay, so from 0 to 2 pi. So, pwede na to ma-factor out ang a squared. So, this can be written as square root of a squared times sine squared t plus cosine squared t dt. Okay? So, square root of a squared, this is a. And then, sine squared t plus cosine squared t. So, we have an identity here in which this is equal to 1. So, the square root of 1 is 1. So, this is just a dt. Okay? So, ang a, pwede na ito mapagawa sa integration because this is constant with respect to t. We have a integration of 0 to 2 pi dt. Okay? So, the integration of dt is t. So, mura na siya integration of dx is x plus c. So, evaluated from 0 to 2 pi. So, evaluate. So, we have 2 pi a. So, when t is 2 pi, and then minus, when t is 0, we have 0. So, this is equal to 2 pi a. So, we have the length of r. Okay? So, unsa yung na-observe sa answer class for number 2? Unsa gani formula sa circumference of a circle? Class? Unsa kay formula sa circumference of a circle? Hello? Ha? Unsa gani ang formula sa circumference sa circle? It's class. Unsay formula sa circumference sa circle?
2
2
pi r.
times. Okay. It's
2
2
pi.
pi r. In which, kaning ato ang gisolve, ang a diri is the radius. So, from calculus, we solve for the circumference of the circle. It's the arc length of the circle. Diba? So, powerful gid ang calculus nga. Sa ato ang high school, we've learned nga direct o hatag nga ang circumference is equals to 2 pi r. But without basis nga nganong mao jud na ang iyahang circumference no? But using the calculus, so by the parametric equation, so the arc length of a curve, so na-solve nato ang circumference using this. Okay, where your A here is the radius. Okay, so please go screenshot. Okay, done na?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So, practice number 3. So, time check, it's 11:21. So, balik ta mga 11:31. Hello? Nasolve na? Class? Hello? Hello? Sige, extend to 5 minutes. Okay. Square root of 2. So, the answer of Jed is correct. For K, kay kulang siya og square root of 2. So, now, we first find the derivative. So, we have dx dt. This is equal to negative e to the t. So, kay derivative of cosine t is sine t. So, plus, so cosine t times derivative of e to the t is e to the t cosine t. Okay? For the for y, we have dy dt. This is e to the t, derivative of sine t is cosine t, plus, so the derivative of e to the t is e to the t. So we have e to the t sine t. Okay, so the length of arc is the integration, so from 0 to 1, the square root of, so this is negative e to the t sine t plus e to the t cosine t squared plus e to the t cosine t plus e to the t sine t squared dt. Okay, so simplify. We have, this is, iawahin na lang ko ng butang square root ha. We have e to the 2t sine squared t minus, so we have minus 2e to the t cosine t sine t plus e to the 2t cosine squared t. So, para pa ni siya sa first ha. Next, we have, so kani, we have e to the 2t cosine squared t plus 2e to the, this is e to the 2t, e to the 2t cosine t sine t plus, so we have e to the 2t sine squared t. Okay? So, square root. So, we have dt. Okay? So, nani siya makansel here? Kani? So, ang mahabilin, so ato ni siyang ipang-combine. So, first, so i-factor na to ang kani, e to the 2t. So, we have e to the 2t times, so we have sine squared t plus cosine squared t. Plus, the same dire, ato na siyang i-factor ang e to the 2t. So, we have e to the 2t times cosine squared t plus sine squared t. Okay? So, we have dt. Okay? So, sine squared t plus cosine squared t, this is 1. Okay, 1 ra ni, kamisad 1. So, ang mahabilin is e to the 2t plus e to the 2t, this is 2 e to the 2t dt. So, by the property of the square root, so pwede na to siya i-write as square root of 2. And then the square root of e to the 2t is e to the t dt. Ay, pwede man siya na to ma-write as e to the 2t. This is equal to okay, so pwede nyo siya na to i-write as the square root of e to the t to the power of 2. Okay, in which this is equal to the e to the t. So, ang square root of 2, so pwede nyo na to siya pagawas outside the integration. So, we have the square root of 2. And then the integration of e to the t dt is e to the t. So, evaluated from 0 to 1. So, we have the square root of 2 times. So when t is 1, so we have e minus when t is 0, we have e to the 0 is 1. Okay? This is e square root of 2 minus square root of 2. So this is the arc length of the parametric equation. Question. Okay, so please go screenshot. Done. Hello.
Done, Miss.
Okay. So for next week, napatay isa ka discussion ha. Will be on Monday. So ang atong finals kay January 12. So sa atong schedule. So ang coverage is from improper integral to katotoy discuss in ka Monday, in which it's polar coordinates. Okay? So question?
None, Miss.
Ay, napadain mo ang attendance eh. So, Aligsaw? Na si Aligsaw?
Present.
Hmm?
Present. Present. Hello?
Okay.
Present po.
Igam?
Present, Miss.
Munyes? Wala si Munyes. How about Omolon? Wala sad. Si Salva na ano siya. So, are absent for today kay si Munyes and Omolon. So, one question? So, if wala question, so that's all for today. Goodbye, class. See you on Monday, face to face.
Goodbye, ma'am. Thank you.